I got a TikTok about monkeys.
We got a TikTok about monkeys?
No, I just got a TikTok about monkeys, and I thought it was funny.
Okay. It was like slanted. I didn't like it. Don't look at me like that, you son of a bitch.
Who?
You.
I was looking at the bird, you dick.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't looking at you.
Sorry.
I don't give a fuck about you.
You love me.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Unapologetic Voices. It's been a long time since we've... Stop.
Oh.
No.
Wait.
Watch my hands.
3, 2, 1?
Nah.
That was good!
One more time.
Alright.
You're looking at me. Look at the hands.
I'm sorry.
Welcome back to Unapologetic Voices, everybody. My name is Thomas Tripp, joined by the beautiful co-host
Kyle-Elio Torres.
Thanks for your patience in waiting for us. We're not sorry, though, because we're unapologetic, but we haven't been back in 30 days.
Yeah, literally been just about a month.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been
I didn't like the start, by the way. We should start over.
Huh?
I didn't like the start. We should start over.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, hold on. For real.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Welcome back to Unapologetic Voices, everybody. My name is Thomas Tripp, joined by the beautiful co-host
Kyle-Elio Torres.
Oh, this is going to go great.
Oh, yeah.
We've been missing in action for a little bit of a time now, just around 1 month. Is that correct, Mr. Kyle?
It's been just about 1 month.
We've had some technical issues, I believe, and also both of us have been doing some separate things.
We have. It makes it sound like I actually did something, but
yeah.
But cool, thank you.
You could have thrown in anything.
I'll
you could have
pretend
been like,
that I
hey,
did
man.
something amazing.
Yeah. You could have been like, I stormed the castle or some shit
Yeah.
while I was out vacationing, having a great time.
Oh, I did.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We're not sorry that we're missing, of course, but it is nice to be back to the podcast.
Yeah.
And contrary to belief,
What?
I don't know.
Say what the fuck you were going to say.
I got distracted because you have a rip in your shirt.
Oh, do
in
I?
your armpit. Yeah.
Ooh.
Show it to the camera.
Right there. It's seeable.
I was talking, and then my brain... gone.
Hey, man. Sometimes you stretch too much and it rips.
Sure.
Oh.
That's never happened with me.
Yeah, but...
You know what does rip all the time?
I feel like you wear, like, really good stretchy shirts.
I do, because I'm fucking fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're not fat.
No.
You look really good right now.
Thanks, man. I'm working out a lot.
Like, as much as I've been seeing you lately, like, literally when you...
This is the gay part of the podcast.
So, yeah, this is where we get a little gay.
Uh-huh.
Like, I want to give you your props, because I know you've been working really hard on it.
Yeah.
When you left on your vacation...
I'm so hard right now.
I thought you were, like... You looked normal to me, right?
Sure.
I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he's still my chubby hubby, right?
Sure.
And then you came back, and I'm like, damn, when the fuck did he get, like, so bulky?
The tan helps.
Dude, the tan does help.
But I'm also going to tell you.
I'm like, I was looking at you, I'm like, dog, your tits are a lot, like, more
tighter.
up. They looks tighter. Your stomach is more, like, stronger.
Firm, yeah.
I'm like, oh, man, he's losing weight. I know it.
I feel like I haven't lost weight, but 2 things were happening on my vacation. Okay. Number 1, the tan excels everything.
Oh, yeah, the tan looked good.
The tan...
You literally had your uncle's tans.
Ah, dude, it makes me look so awesome. And stop talking about my uncles.
Your uncles are hot.
I know they are, but you're freaking me out, man, and I'm sure the audience is freaking out, too.
I don't care.
Number 2, I worked out every day on my vacation because... You know, I knew I was going to eat a lot of food. I was eating a lot of sweets. I was drinking a lot of alcohol.
Oh, dog, I would have been in the buffet like 24/7.
All the time. No, all the time. Yeah.
For no reason.
For those of you that don't know, and we'll talk about it a little bit later in the podcast today, I went on a cruise with my mother. So we had a great time, but, you know, when my mom and I are by ourselves, it's all drinks and all sweets. So, you know, we had a great time, but we were constantly drinking sugary alcoholic mixes and, eating like whatever sort of tiramisu, chocolate cakes, anything that they made. Anything we tried everything.
Anything that just got thrown on the table, you're like, fucking give it to me.
Not even that. I saw it on other people's table and I took it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck. I wanted it. It was good. It was solid. Yeah. No complaints about my vacation, man. It was one of the best. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Because I'll probably go on a tirade for about 30 minutes.
That's good. And then I'll explain how there's some things I've always wanted to do and all that bullshit.
For sure. Yeah. Look, this is how we plan it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we plan it in the middle of the fucking episode.
Yeah. And then we forget to talk about that specific thing.
Why not?
But
it keeps people on the edge of their seats.
But I did want to explain really quick that our last 2 episodes that were supposed to come out got corrupted on my computer on some bullshit because my computer decided to give out on me. So the episode got corrupted and I tried a bunch of different shit to get it back and get it working, but it did not work out. So we lost those episodes. And then we were going to record 2 episodes before Thomas went on his vacation. But I ended up getting sick, and I told him, don't come to my house. I don't want you to get sick before your vacation.
Which was very thoughtful of you.
Yeah, I
appreciate
really...
that.
As much as I would have loved for you to have come over and us fuck around and whatever bullshit, I feel like if I gave you what I had, you would have been miserable.
You seemed really miserable the last day before I left.
Dude.
Yeah.
I felt like dog shit.
Yeah,
like,
I recall.
I will say this. Right after, it was the next day, right?
Okay.
Because I work on the weekend.
Sure.
I went to work. I was feeling like crap the whole day. And I'm like, whatever, I'm just going to take some medicine real quick. I'll feel a little bit better. And the medicine made me feel a little bit better. And I was like, cool. But the thing about that medicine that I took, I don't know what the fuck the name of it was. It's just prescription drugs that Courtney gives me.
Great.
But the problem is that it makes you dizzy.
Okay.
And I didn't eat anything. So I just ate the pills and just went with it, right?
Oh, yeah, you gotta eat.
So right after that, I went to the Comic-Con that was here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
was it Grand Rapids Comic-Con?
Yeah, Grand Rapids Comic-Con. It was really cool, but I kid you not. I started walking around and those pills started hitting me really fucking hard.
Were you feeling like loopy and exhausted and all
I was like, at first I was walking around, I felt good. I'm like, okay, let's walk around. First and foremost, we fucking snuck in. Like, we got in for free.
Are we allowed to say this on the podcast?
I don't know. I had tickets.
Oh, so allegedly.
No. Like, I had free tickets.
Oh, okay.
Courtney's mom just so happened to win 2 free tickets.
Oh, you did tell me that.
She gave them to us, but every time I've ever gone there, there's been a specific door that you have to go through to get into the convention, to get into line for the ticket.
Got it.
But I didn't know that they moved it to the other side.
Okay.
So I walked through the door that...
Just walked right in.
They just walked right in.
Fuck it.
And then I was like, well, should we go get our tickets? And I was like, I'm not getting in that
We're already here until someone says something.
We're already here. Yeah.
We're not breaking the rules.
If someone says get out, I would go get my fucking ticket.
Yeah, so until that time, I'm not breaking rules.
So as far as I know, I had tickets. Yep. I did not use the tickets, but I was there.
Yeah. You had every legal right to be on that premises.
Yeah. I had tickets. I just didn't claim them. But, dude, all I know is me and Courtney were walking around. We met up with John, my brother, and his friend.
Okay.
And
he's got those?
Huh?
He's got those?
Well, he's got one best friend.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's not you?
No.
Oh, damn. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not my brother's best friend.
Okay.
I'm not even my brother's friend. He's just my brother.
There it is.
Let me
You don't have to
realign that, because it sounds like I don't consider my brother like a friend, kind of.
Okay.
I think of him as family, so I don't consider him a friend. That doesn't mean we can't do friend things.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Sure.
Right. Because, like, I don't consider my mom a friend. But me and my mom go on many fun adventures, you know?
You don't consider your mom your friend?
No, my mom is not my friend.
Family.
She's my family. Yeah.
Am I your friend or am I your family?
You are my friend.
Do you see where this middle line is now?
Yeah, but you have become family for me.
So I'm not your friend anymore.
No. So, like, Johnny, I don't consider Johnny a friend.
I'm gonna kill myself.
He's my family.
But he's not your friend. That's a shame.
Well, he's both, technically.
See? That's where I'm at.
He's able to be both, right? You're able to be both.
Okay.
But
John's not able to be both.
John is...
This is where the logic is, where I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
I want you to
right
understand.
Here. Yeah. This
John,
sounds horrible
John
on
is
the
pretty
podcast.
much my child.
Okay.
So...
Then you should have threw him in the fire when he was born.
Yeah.
Because I don't like him.
So I'm not...
So you met up with them.
So John is a friend since 7th grade, but the bond that we have is pretty much I raise him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have put him up for adoption.
It's okay. I think I had a story about him, but I don't remember what the story was.
I'm sure it was full of hate.
Yes, maybe.
There it is.
I do think he pissed me off at one point, but so far lately, I've been on really good terms with him.
Good.
So it's kind of like weird because I want to have a reason to yell at him, but he hasn't given me a reason to yell at him lately.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'll give you a reason.
No.
He's been a little bitch to me lately.
I don't care what he does to you.
Every morning, he just insults me out of nowhere. And I'm like, John, I could beat the fucking shit out
It's
of you.
because he likes you.
That's so nice.
Yeah. That's the friendship that he... So the thing about John is, since he's hung out with my brother, he doesn't know how to say simple hellos anymore. Like,
now it's just insults or some other shit.
Like, I get really annoyed sometimes. Like, I'll get up and walk outside my house and he'll be waiting on my porch.
Okay.
And and the first thing he says is, "Hey, faggot, I'm gonna fuck you in your ass."
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I don't need to hear that at fucking 4 a.m.
Jesus, man.
But that'll be his good morning to me.
Okay.
You know? And then I'll literally be like, "Good morning, John." Or like I'll say something normal or I'll stoop to his level and tell him I'll fuck him in the ass too.
Oh, okay.
You know?
At 4 a.m?
At 4 a.m.
Great.
Yeah. But yeah, he does that a lot. So a lot of our interactions nowadays are just lewd comments to each other. And there's no in between because my brother has given him that mentality that it's fine.
He's like an in real life Discord weeb.
Dude, every morning, when we get out of the car and we walk at door 3 for work,
sure,
we're walking right in. He says the same thing to me every time we walk right through the doors, whether people are walking past or not. And he'll look at me and he'll be like, "I'll fuck you," and then I'll be like, "Would you?" And we say it every morning to each other. I don't know.
Why is that a thing?
I don't know. He just started doing it, and then I just been like, "Would you?"
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Your other brother has said the same to me many times.
Right. That's the thing. He's picking up my brother's catchphrases.
Gotcha.
And he's rolling with them.
I'm glad he can find a role model.
Yeah.
Finish the Grand Rapids story before I kill myself.
Oh, right. So, dude, so I was walking around having a good time. Me and Courtney were just going from shop to shop looking for some stuff. If she wanted something, whatever, I'd buy it. And then we met up with John and Mikael and his boy. Hung out with them for a few minutes, and then we continued walking around. And all I know is the pills hit me like really hard, and I was just walking around and I'm like, whoa, the room is swirling around me.
Oh boy.
And I'm just like, I just gotta be calm.
Yeah.
Just gotta keep moving.
Don't worry about that.
Kept walking. Yeah. I literally told myself, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
And then we got to the point, like I tell Courtney, I'm like, "Hey man, I'm good to go when you're ready." You know?
Yeah.
And then she's like, all right, well, I still want to look around this area. I'm like, okay, we go.
But the whole time you were suffering?
Dude, the whole time I'm suffering. And then I tell her again, I was like, "Hey, I'm good to go if you want to go."
Okay.
And like, she's not catching the hint that I keep saying the same thing to her.
I'm not going to put it past her because I feel like you're not explicitly saying, "I'm in pain right now. I need to at least go sit somewhere."
I didn't say any of that, right? And then I stand there, and she goes to like this jewelry store spot where they make like custom necklaces, custom earrings, and like a bunch of shit, right? Mm-hmm. And she's looking for something specific or whatever. And I'm literally standing there, and I'm like, I'm literally just standing there next to John, and John says something stupid to me, and I'm like, what did he even say to me? My ears did this thing where they popped.
Okay.
And I couldn't hear anything anymore.
Yeah.
It was just this loud ringing noise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't hear anything. And then like I thought to myself, I was like, I wonder if I just, laid on the floor right now and just took a quick nap, would anybody say anything? Like, Would they just leave me alone? And it was just, keep in mind, this is like in the middle of the con, right? And I'm just like, I'm sitting there, my head's swirling. I can't hear anything anymore. Like, John's literally talking right in my face. I can't hear him. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on, man? I just need to lay down. And like, I looked at the ground And I was just like, that's my spot. And I was walking towards it, and then Courtney was like, hey, you ready to go? And like, I heard it, and I was like, the magic words. And I turned around, and I was about to just lay on the ground.
Lay down on the ground?
Yeah.
That's great.
And just pretend to be asleep or whatever, because I just wanted to close my eyes for a second.
Yeah.
And then she was like, all right, I'm done here. And then I was like, oh, cool. I'm ready when you are to leave. I say it again. We start walking, and then like I start to get like some hearing back.
Sure.
But it's like everything is like low volume for me. Other than that, I hear loud ringing, right?
Right.
We start to get to the exit, and I'm like, hey, are we leaving? Because I literally can't take it anymore. And she was just like, what do you mean? I was like, I feel like dog shit. I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah.
I feel like dog shit. And she was just like, oh, okay, we can just go to the car. As soon as we got to the car, I fucking passed out.
Yeah.
Like
you probably should have communicated that.
As soon as I sat down,
Yeah.
I passed out.
Yeah.
And it was the worst weekend of my life.
I bet your body just gave out.
Because all I know is I woke up in the car, and then I was like, okay, I feel a little bit better. I walk into the house, just sweat starts coming down my head. I'm like,
damn,
what's going on? Why am I so hot all of a sudden? And then I'm like, I like walk into the house, I come to the next room, and then all the sweat's gone. I'm freezing. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, dude, I had a fever.
Yeah,
I had
that's
fucking
really
cold
bad.
sweats. I'm like, what's going on? I took some more pills, and then I like laid in my bed, and then I woke up. Dude, I was drenched in sweat.
Now, was this you from being sick, you think you were having that, or was that a reaction to the pills?
Dizziness from the pills.
Okay.
Then
everything else was like flu symptoms.
Then it was just, everything just started hitting me.
I gotcha.
You know? And as soon as that, I like woke up at like 2 a.m, drenched in sweat. I'm like, I need to shower. And I fucking took off all my clothes, jumped in the shower, got back out, put new clothes on. All I know is I went through like 6 pairs of clothes because I kept going to take a shower because I just kept waking up just all of my body.
This sounds
in
like
sweat.
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, dude. It was weird because COVID was horrible for me.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This wasn't... It felt like... It felt a little more intense, but weaker than COVID.
That makes no sense.
I don't know how to... Because it was shorter.
Okay.
Like, COVID literally had me out for 10 days.
COVID will drag you. 2 weeks.
It ruined my entire time. Like,
right.
I literally could not get up.
Yeah. You can't even, like, watch a movie, like getting a headache or getting annoyed. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, at least for this, I woke up, went to sleep, got up, did some shit, went back to sleep, got up, did some shit. I still felt okay.
So it was like a flu.
Right. Dude, when I came to work, though, I came to work, like, the next day thinking I felt better.
Yeah.
And
that's when it gets you.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. I
was literally in the office, and I was doing my thing, and then next thing I know, the sweats came back, and I'm like...
horrible.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm fucking fucked right now. I was just like in my chair, just sweating. And then fucking, what's her name? Stephanie came walking in, and she didn't notice like how fucking like dead I was.
Yeah.
She walked right in, and then I was like, man, it's really hot in here. And I'm like wiping the sweat off my forehead. And she's like, yeah, the fucking heat is on like crazy today. And then I'm like, oh, that's what it must be, just the heat. It's not because I'm sick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all of a sudden I got cold chills, and like, I'm like, oh, fuck, I really shouldn't have come. And then like, next thing I know, like, I had like the biggest feeling of wanting to throw up.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dog, I got about 30 seconds in me. I text Sharuk, and I was like, hey man, is it cool if I just go home? I'm literally about to throw up. And he texted me back like an hour later. He's like, yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, cool, thanks, man.
Let it simmer for
as soon as he texted me, I fucking called Courtney. I was like, you gotta pick me up. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
And then I just fucking left. But then that was most of my time just spent fucking being sick.
This is when I was on vacation?
Oh, yeah. While you were sending me all of these loving
I was
photos,
having a great time.
being fucking great and happy, I was like, I'm glad I didn't get you sick, you bitch.
Well, thank you for sparing me from that. Because I had a great time. That was one of the best vacations I've ever had.
That's good.
Awesome. I'm glad you got to suffer the entire time I was there.
Yeah, I suffered while you were away, and It was
just having a beautiful time without you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was very jealous, though, that you went on a cruise.
I've always wanted to do a cruise, and I'm so glad that I got to do this specific cruise line, and I got to do the specific things that were a part of it, and, whatever. It was perfect.
Yeah, because I think the closest thing to a cruise I've ever got to do was, like, a day cruise.
Sure.
And it's where, like, you just get on the boat, they take you from, like, around an area and just bring you back.
Yeah.
Like
the Detroit Princess or whatever it's called.
I've done the Detroit Princess, but I'm talking, like, Niagara Falls and all that.
Oh, okay.
Like how they take you under the waterfall. It's like a 4-hour thing and all that or whatever.
Maybe.
I don't know if you've done it.
I've only been on the boat that goes up to the water of the falls. I've never been on, like, a boat that does, like, a whole tour.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You put on the fucking...
Yeah, you gotta put on the fucking plastic thing.
Yeah, and it's like a 30-minute, maybe 1-hour event.
Yeah, but I did that when I was, like, probably 10.
Okay.
I was little.
I gotcha.
It's always somewhere around that age. I never know for sure.
I agree with you. I did a lot of stuff between the ages of 7 and 11. Don't remember shit.
Don't know.
But I remember.
I don't know the time.
I don't know the time frames. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I could have been 4 years old for all I know, but I think it was when I was 8. Or 10.
Or 9.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm too far gone to know what time.
It's too late now.
Yeah.
By the time I remember, I'll be on my deathbed.
There's only one thing I remember at 4 years old, and I'm not talking about that right now.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, man. My cruise was awesome. I'm so glad that you were dying the entire time I was gone.
I'm glad. Tell me about it. I want to hear you talk.
Well, I had no service the whole time.
Fuck
so
you.
I think
That's
that
a lie, because you sent me random bullshit with happiness.
Did I send it to you all in one day?
No, not every time. Sometimes I got it randomly.
Okay, fair. Because I had no service and I wasn't paying for Wi-Fi on the ship until the last day.
Yeah, fuck that. How much was it again?
It was like they had packages, but the whole main price was like over $50 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like for a day. That's way too much.
Yeah.
I'm not working on the cruise, so I don't need it. You know what I mean? My mom paid for it because she's working while we had downtime.
She had internet?
Yeah.
Bitch, and you couldn't just be like, yo, mom, let me use that computer for 5 minutes.
No.
Quick podcast.
No.
Fuck you.
So here's the thing. Before I talk about the cruise a little bit, I don't want to tell all of the cruise. Yeah, I kind of want to talk about a little bit, and then we'll hop to something else and then go back to it.
Okay, that's fine.
Just because my cruise took 8 days, so I have a lot.
You have a lot.
I have a lot to cover and a lot of good story.
Yeah.
I have 2 good stories. Anyways.
Hurry the fuck up.
So, I almost hit you really fucking hard. And then I was like, it wouldn't do anybody any good.
Yeah,
Namaste.
of course. I'm not going to learn a lesson.
Namaste.
Yeah.
So, I don't remember what I was talking about, so let's go ahead and skip over to the next thing.
Okay.
What was I talking about?
So I'm going to talk about Tracy now.
What was I talking about a second ago?
The fucking cruise.
No, before that, though.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I was just saying something.
You were telling me about your mom.
So the podcast, I recall now, Kyle was like, hey, man, since you're going to be on the cruise, maybe we could do like an hour special where you can call and whatever. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I'm traveling to like 3 different islands and like whatever's going on. I'm going to Dominican Republic, part of Cuba, and Puerto Rico, all that other stuff, right? I won't have service and you have to pay for Wi-Fi on the ship. And also, I don't really know if I'm going to have time to just have an hour of just sitting around talking about stuff for the podcast. And he was like, what did you say? I forgot what it was. It was like funny.
I don't know what I said specifically that day.
Don't worry about that. So the cruise was great.
Okay.
The cruise line was MSC Cruises. It's a European cruise line. I hadn't heard about it until we were booking the cruise, like the same day we booked it, right? It was awesome. It's exactly what I wanted. I'm not a partier. So it was like middle age and older, everybody.
That's cool.
It wasn't a huge party boat. They had a top deck. By the way, this thing was massive. Massive. I hear about how big cruise ships are all the time. And I don't believe I've ever seen a cruise ship before. I've been all over, right? Mm-hmm. I've been all over the world and I've been all over like beaches and all kinds of stuff. I don't think I've ever seen a cruise ship up close. So being on a cruise ship was insane. It was like 3 hotels and a shopping mall all in one. Like it was I can't tell you how long. Okay. So if I walked from top to bottom of that cruise ship, walked every hallway, every blah, 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 it would probably take 7 hours.
That's cool.
Like, nonstop walking, 7 hours to cover the entire ship and see everything.
That's
including,
really cool.
like, the, crew areas or whatever. It was really cool. I was
Were you
more
able to go to any, like, the restricted areas?
No. I did.
You probably didn't try.
Okay, I have a story about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well... Can I say that on the...
Yeah, why not? Allegedly.
Allegedly, I got into a VIP area.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I didn't break in technically.
Okay.
The door was unlocked. So, anyways, it was great. The cruise was great. The people that I met on the cruise was great. I really had no complaints. And you know me, I personally have a vendetta against people that are just rude for no reason.
Yeah.
The only time there were 2 times I hated my trip. I'll tell the second part later because it's a really good story. And it's it's kind of like the packing punch to this whole thing.
Yeah.
The first thing that I hated on this cruise at all was that some of the people on the cruise, and maybe like I saw one every like 2 days, because the ship is so massive with like 4,000 plus passengers.
Yeah.
You don't see the same people.
That's fair.
Unless you like have a group or
Unless
whatever.
you specifically make a friend.
Exactly, which we did, which was awesome. But once every 2 days, I would see or hear a passenger that would just be rude as fuck for no reason. You know how I feel about that. Like, I wanted to be like, hey man, if I was working here or some shit, I'd be throwing you overboard. Like, rude to the staff or rude to whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just unwarranted rudeness.
Unwarranted rudeness, and it had nothing to do with me. None of my business. But you know me, I can't walk by that.
So this is a side note. We
Yeah.
talked about this. If Thomas was ever to win the Mega Millions, he would become the most evilest person in the world.
I feel like everything negative and evil that I keep down deep in me would explode out if I had money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was telling me the other day that he is like, I would just get in someone's face, yell at them, and then throw $100 at them.
Yeah. And I'd scream peasant right in their face. Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
fuck you.
I always like to think of myself as such a morally good, upstanding person with an attitude.
Yeah.
And then we were like sitting in your office, I think, and thinking about it, and I was like, you know, if I won like the Mega Millions, I think you would see me change within a month. 30 days, my personality would
fucking minutes
revolve. Yeah. Seconds of getting the check.
As
I'd be
soon
like,
as that check's in his hand.
fucking peasants.
Dude, I would, it'd be like they hand you the check and you'd be like, what, does it not get like a bigger fucking piece of paper? Like,
What the hell
what
is
the
this
fuck
shit?
is
Yeah,
this?
exactly. And someone would be like, hi, can we see your ID to finalize the taxes or whatever? I'd be like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Don't speak to me. You speak to my assistant. There's no one there.
I show up out of nowhere. Here's his ID.
Mr. Tripp doesn't like to be handed things. Thank you very much. You hand it to me and I'll hand it to him.
Isn't there like an actor or something like that doesn't like to be handed things?
I don't remember that, but there is a meme with Iron Man in Marvel.
Yeah,
it's Happy takes the stuff from Tony Stark.
Yeah. He doesn't like being handed anything.
I think that might be what you're thinking about.
Yeah. That's fun.
God, Marvel was so good. From like 2015 to 2020 or 2019, Marvel used to be awesome.
I remember it. Yeah. So it's literally for Tony Stark. He will not accept anything in his hands.
Yeah, it's like
but
a joke.
The only time that he does it is when he meets his father in the past, and his father walks right up to him and is like, "Aren't you gonna fucking take it?" And he just like grabs the thing out of his dad's hand.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the only time he's done it.
Oh, nice.
Other than that, he didn't, like, throughout the whole series, he doesn't touch anyone else's shit that's like firsthand.
That's like handed to him.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. That's awesome though.
Yeah, that's a fun fact. You can look it up. I'm not crazy.
I believe you.
No, I know you do, but
Yeah.
just in case.
Just in case the audience thinks you're crazy.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, they do.
I'm fucked up.
Yeah. So the cruise
Do you
ship
know
was
how evil
huge.
I would get if I had money like that?
No. I think you would be more like me. Like, not evil. I think you would be more like... What's a good term? What's a good example? I think you would be more like free-spirited.
That's the problem. I would be too understanding, and I would literally offer people, I'd be like, hey man, I'm really bored right now. I will literally give you $1,000 to fight in front of me.
Yeah.
You and you.
That's
whoever
your
wins.
kind of evil. Yep. That's your evil. I'd be like, hey man, I'm really bored. I have $1,000. If you guys take off your shirts and fist fight right now, I'll let you split it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
I would
just
say
you.
shit like that. I would just be like, you just want to go to like a homeless shelter and see how many of them we can get to start fighting, and then just buy them all KFC.
That's horrible.
Just buy them all KFC.
That's horrible. I like that our evils are like on a completely different spectrum.
Yeah.
I feel like mine would be way too extreme.
You'd just be too snooty, and then me, I would just be like, listen.
You'd be too bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had that much money, I just don't know what I would do. Like, I would obviously want to do something with my life.
Sure.
So, like, I think I was explaining it to you before. Like, I would have to do, like, some sort of construction. Or something that would keep me hands-on.
Yeah, we talked about, like, we need something to keep you mentally stable.
Yeah, I said I would become a blacksmith. And I wouldn't become a good blacksmith. I'd be a horrible blacksmith.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And we would go to, like, Renaissance fairs and shit. And sell the shittiest stuff.
Sell the crappiest gear right next to the stand that has all those amazing weapons.
Work hard as fuck to make them.
They do such good work.
And we're just
and we're going to be like, motherfucker, do you just want this hammer? It's just a rock with a stick.
It's a rock with a stick. $5.
Yeah. I'm like, listen, I put at least $80 into this. Give me $3.
Yeah. You're like, I don't have $3. You can take it.
Yeah, man,
I'm tired of looking at it.
Just have it. Like just bluntly wasting the money, like not caring.
I could see for the first year and a half of having that much money, it would definitely be investment time / working on yourself time / whatever. And then after that, I think you and I would go through a boredom phase.
Yeah.
For about 3 years. We would either... So, I know we would vacation a lot, but we would also...
I would do a couple vacations, but I would get shit. I would get so bored.
Exactly. Being on the cruise, I thought about you. I was like, I think he would be bored out of his mind right now.
Uh-huh.
Like, I was relaxed, chill. My ADHD was down. The bar was down. You know, I was kind of like, wow, I'm really just, like, letting go. Like, I stared at the ocean for a solid hour. Just standing, like, waist high in one of the pools. Just like this. No music, no nothing. I was just staring into the ocean. And then I was like, man, Kyle would fucking hate this.
Yeah. So you remember when I went on vacation with all the boys, right?
Which one? South to Florida?
It's to Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, McLean was just sitting outside.
McLean with the pills that time?
No, but sure. But he was just sitting outside basking in the sun.
Okay.
And I came out there. I'm like, hey man, what you doing?
I wouldn't trust him.
And he's like, I'm just basking in the sun. It's not that many days. We're gonna get perfect sun like this. And I was like, that makes perfect sense. I sat outside for like 5 minutes with him, and I was like, well, I'm bored as fuck.
Yeah. I feel like you couldn't sit still. Yeah.
I would have to be constantly adventuring.
Yeah.
Like I would have to meet new people. I would have to just do something.
Mentally, my mind was spinning, but it was also like.
Yeah.
You know?
So, keep in mind, I think if I was with you, I would keep you as my entertainment, even if we were doing something calm, right?
Why are you saying it like I'm a pet? And I want you to be very careful on how you answer that question.
Because...
I'm not your fucking pet for entertainment.
No.
Although, I am happy to be.
Yeah.
I'm happy to volunteer for that position.
I will say this.
Uh-huh.
It's the thought of, if I didn't have you, just think of the mischief I would get into.
That's true.
Because if you don't stop me, I'm going to find my fun.
And let me also reverse that and say, if I didn't have you around...
You already
you don't really stop me from doing much.
You already see the shit that I say to people.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, if you were just evil with money...
What's a good way to put that?
I wouldn't stop you.
I know you would. That's why I'm thinking about it. I'm like, no, you would let me do that.
I would tell you later. I'd be like, yo, dog, that was really fucked up.
Right.
But then while you're doing it, hey, man, that's his money. He can do it.
I feel like you would encourage me. Yeah.
I'd be like, you tell him, Thomas.
And then maybe later you'd say, that wasn't a good idea.
Like, hey, man, so maybe you should think about the things you say before you do it.
That is kind of how we're opposite. Because in the moment, I'm like, Kyle, you gotta relax, dude. But then later, I'm like, honestly, that would have been funny as fuck.
Yeah, which your encouragement
hold on,
fucks
relax,
me
man.
up.
Okay.
Because you always judge me at
aggressive.
the very start,
Sure.
but then you turn around and you're like, dude, that was fucking great. Keep it up, man.
Because in a social setting, I know where the limitations are.
Yeah.
However, afterwards, we're going monkey mode.
Yeah.
I want you to live your dreams. I want you to say what you want to say and insult a lot of people. But I know in a social setting, it's not a good idea.
See, that's that's the problem with whenever me and my brother go out. My brother...
You're both chaos.
My brother doesn't care.
Yeah.
And then I don't care.
See?
So my brother's like that type of person who's willing to just say anything to people because he doesn't care about offending them, like whatsoever.
Right.
I do care about offending people because I want people to like me.
Sure.
But I'm willing to do anything.
No.
So when my brother's acting crazy, I'm acting crazy.
Can't do it.
So then whenever you hype me up just a little bit, I let all that crazy out.
Yeah, and then I regret it.
And then you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Why is he saying that?
Relax, buddy. Whenever I introduce you to my other friends, I'm always like, how's this going to go?
Oh, you saw them the other day, right?
Which ones?
Which ones? Oh, well, you beat me to the sentence.
So
well, you went to Dino, right? I'm assuming you
yesterday.
saw some of your friends, the ones that I haven't seen in a while, who don't like me.
Okay, so the one that actually kind of likes you and tolerates you, Emma.
Okay.
I saw her.
Oh, so Emma actually does kind of like me?
From what I can tell, yes.
Oh. I thought she didn't like me at all.
No, it's my other friends.
Oh, which one?
I don't want to name them off the top of my head.
Oh, okay.
So
is it Alto?
All the short ones.
Sam doesn't like me?
I don't know.
That's all right.
She broke her foot. Who knows?
Yeah.
So
she hasn't come back?
Emma's great. No. And there's a lot going on with that I can't disclose on the podcast.
That's fair.
Except for, yes, she was locked in her house after getting an x-ray and stuff because her foot was fucked up.
Yeah, I thought
so. For about 4 weeks, she's been locked in the house, maybe longer.
Okay.
But there's other reasons, so I can't disclose that.
Fair enough.
But I saw Emma yesterday, and that was really great. Because I went climbing... By the way...
Did she go with her girlfriend?
Yes.
Cool, I missed the opportunity to meet
great.
the fun one.
Again.
Damn.
Again, you missed it, because Odd is hilarious.
Okay.
She's such a Shaggy in, like, the Scooby-Doo setting. She's like a perfect Shaggy. Because I'll tell you, yesterday, we were talking, Emma was climbing the wall, right? We were just talking face to face, and she was, like, explaining something to me, and she was like, yeah, and, like, blah, 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 and yeah. And I was looking at her, I said, hey, are you fucking high right now? And she started going, like, she started laughing like that, and I was like, yeah. Because the way like, she was so hyper-focused on my face, and her pupils were so dilated, I said, shut the fuck up. Are you high? And she was laughing her ass off. Like, the way I said it was funny.
So, I always thought that, too, just going one day high to Dino, that would be fucking cool.
I couldn't do shrooms, but an edible, yeah.
I feel like, well, I don't know. I feel like you could do shrooms. Why wouldn't you be able to?
Nah, because, I'd be eating people. No. Yesterday, for example, this is going with the same conversation.
Okay.
Yesterday, for example, there was another person of some orientation, and I'm going to tell you I wasn't sure.
Orientation? Like what? Are they black or something?
No, they were trans.
Oh, okay.
From what I could tell, they were trans.
Cool.
And I'm not going to assume. But she was looking, I'm going to say she was looking at me hardcore, and it almost didn't seem flirtatious. It seemed almost aggressive. And if I was on shrooms, I would have bit her nose. The fuck's your problem? Yeah, I would have bit her nose off, okay? So,
Well, no, because you would have been like, Kyle, is she fucking looking at me right now?
Yeah.
And I would have looked at her, and I would have been like, in the back of my head, damn, that bitch is really fucking looking at us right now. We should have run up on that bitch. And then I would look at you and be like, no, man, you're just...
no, don't worry about that. And I'd be like, are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I'd be like, man, don't worry about that. Let's just climb this wall.
It's getting a little chilly. We could get fucked up again soon.
Yeah.
And cool. And we should maybe go to a different area.
I don't care where we go.
I liked where we were.
Yeah, it was
Don't
nice.
get me wrong. Yeah, it was really nice and safe and
there's still
whatever.
Whatever, like there was still like areas we didn't even go to.
That's true. It's a huge place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's actually benches that face like bigger lakes in there.
We didn't even see any lakes. We just saw marshes.
What's the word? Benches. There's benches that face lakes and stuff, and they're actually pretty cozy. So like, it'd be chill to just sit there and space out for a while.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we'll go again at some point. I'm really rusty. So Monday, even though I worked out every day of my vacation.
Well, you didn't work those specific muscles.
Exactly. My forearms, my fingertips, and my core hurt so bad on Monday. I only went for like an hour, and I usually, I go to dyno for maybe like 3 hours. I do like 1 hour of working out, like lifting or something.
Okay.
Stretching. I'll wait 30 minutes or so, and then my friends or you will get there.
Yep.
and then I'll actually climb for an hour and a half or 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I was there for 45 minutes before I was like, fuck this shit. I feel like shit. I left. I was sore on Tuesday. I was like, this sucks. So then yesterday, I actually felt pretty good. I was climbing a lot.
I thought it was funny.
But it's crazy how a week off will fuck you up.
Dude, for real.
Mm-hmm.
When we went with John, and then John did all his things, and when he got done, John the next day was like, dog, I feel horrible. My whole body's sore. I don't know how you go every week to that and have to do it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know, man. The first week, I felt really bad. The next week, I felt a little bit bad. And then the week after that, I just felt good.
Yeah, you feel great after the next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, whatever.
It's whatever.
The only thing that kind of sucks is when you start ripping your hands really hard.
Monday, horrible.
Dude.
Horrible, yeah. I'm telling you, I climbed for 45 minutes.
Johnny bought gloves. Let me explain.
Johnny's a fucking pussy.
Johnny bought some gloves just to see what they would be.
Okay.
And he bought ones that only protect this spot right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then he bought some that protect right here.
Yeah. That's probably what he needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, the ones that protect just right here, I think is perfect. Because it's just one of those, you can still have your palm, but you got that covered.
Yeah.
And you can grab. And that's the part that rips for him.
That's really the part, yeah. When I saw him, it was always just like right under the middle index.
Because
like,
the first time I ripped, it was like up here. And I'm like, whatever, it's not that bad of a rip. And then I tore into the skin on this finger. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that one hurts. But then after that, it never happened again.
So I think next week we should all climb.
I'd be willing.
Nope. Thanksgiving next week.
So?
People are busy. And...
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention our job, but I will specifically be working overtime.
I as well.
Got to do it while we can.
Yeah.
Got to abuse it.
As long as they're letting it happen, I'm going to go for it.
Abusing it.
As much as I didn't want to, I'm going to.
I don't... No. I'm with you. I don't want to either. But the whole reason we have this job is to abuse it as much as possible.
For real.
Not saying too
Allegedly.
much. Allegedly.
So I want to say something.
I want you to say something as well.
So...
And I'll listen.
I know me and Sharuk don't have the best relationship.
Sure.
Because, it's like a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he'll say some stupid shit to me, and I'm like, dude, just shut the fuck up.
Sure.
And then sometimes he'll say, like, the funniest shit, and I'm like, dog, I like this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's whatever.
From what I've seen, it's pretty much an every other day event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog, I didn't want to give him these props because he's always talking mad shit to Tracy.
Okay.
And he's like Tracy will randomly
Is this the Tracy story?
No. Okay. This is a different Tracy story.
This is a good segue to that.
I just really wanted to give Sharuk his fucking props.
What do we got?
Because, dog, I don't know what the fuck happened, but like he boasts about being the best fucking DJ in the world, best music person. He knows every fucking song in the book, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, whatever, man. I don't give a fuck.
Sure.
Like,
yeah, I don't care.
I know great music too. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't want to like boast him up because, he gets such a big head sometimes.
Also true.
Now, sometimes it's warranted because, the shit that he does, he has a reason to be fucking Captain Fathead.
For sure.
But in this instance, I had to go to the hiring center with him.
Yeah.
So I got in his car and I was sitting in there just chilling. And then he hops in and he's like, hey, before we go, I got to set up a playlist.
For sure.
I'm like, okay, sounds good. You got to have your music to drive.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And he puts the very first song he puts on, I've never heard before, but I've heard a different version of it. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, it sounded similar to a song I've already heard.
Okay.
It was just, like, a really strong ghetto rap song.
For sure.
Because he was just, like, his exact words were, hey, man, so I listened to some, like, really bad ghetto rap in this car, so don't be surprised. And I'm like, dog, all I hear is ghetto rap. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he's just like, so he plays one where it's just saying, like, the entire, like, verse is just all N-words and, like, a bunch of dumb shit. And I'm like, okay, every rapper has that one song where all they say is the N-word.
Yeah.
Whatever. Never heard it before, but I was like, it's not bad, though. Like, the actual lyrics that the song had in it sounded good until it just got on that verse where he's like, I'm the N-word, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that. And then, he's just repeating the word over and over again. But as soon as that fucking song ended, the fucking best fucking track of music just started fucking playing. And I don't know the names of all the songs, which is bad on me, but it was rap song after rap song, but it was just different genre styles of rap.
Okay.
And each one I'm like, dude, that's literally on my playlist in my top 5. That's literally in my top 10. Like, I'm like naming them off in my head, and I'm like sitting there and I'm like, man, I want to fucking sing it. But I'm sitting next to him and I don't want him to know that I'm vibing with everything that we're doing right now.
Yeah, you didn't want to give him the props.
You know, and I'm like, damn, actually riding with him was fun. You know? So I just wanted to he's never going to hear this podcast.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't believe in listening to this bullshit. But if he ever does, you get your props. You're very good with music, Sharuk.
Wow.
That's it.
That's not as exciting as I thought the story was going to be.
No, it was not going to be exciting.
But fair enough.
He also told me while I was sitting in his chair, he said that he's had amazing sex in the chair that I was sitting in.
Every time I get in the car with him, it's always...
Yeah.
You know, one time when I was sitting there, I got a blowjob. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, all right.
He was like, his exact
be in
words
this
was,
juice spot.
dog, I was with this one girl. She's really good at bouncing. And I'm like, all right. He's like, it was so good, I had to switch chairs. I was
Jesus Christ.
like, that was actually funny as fuck when he said it. I was like, all right, thanks, man. That's all I ever wanted to imagine. And then I was just sitting there with a box on my legs.
Yeah.
And I was just like, moving the box.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
I don't think he noticed, but if he did not, like, say shit.
Acknowledge it?
Yeah.
So what's the Tracy story?
Okay, so I've been wanting to tell you this Tracy story literally for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Like, right before you left, the week had happened.
Okay.
So what ended up happening was, you know, every once in a while, me and Tracy will talk in the office, and we'll actually have, like, either a heartfelt conversation, or, like, a legit where it's, like, it's meaningful in a way. Like, it doesn't have to be heartfelt, but it was just a meaningful conversation where I learned something new, she learned something new, we both took something from the conversation. Mm-hmm. In this instance, all I did was hurt her feelings and make her cry.
Great.
And, so what ended up happening was, Tracy started, like...
Is this about Keith?
Keith.
I know, I didn't want to say it on the podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't give a fuck.
Allegedly.
But...
It is a retarded name.
Keith?
Yeah, so maybe we'll just keep it at that.
I think it's a nice name. But I'm not on Keith's side.
That's like naming your kid Mercedes or something.
So? That's a black thing.
Is this getting racist? Anyways, what about Keith?
Okay, so what ended up happening was Tracy and Keith recently broke up, right?
Right.
And I've been listening to her talk about, like, how they're still talking and all that, right?
Yeah.
And so that, you know, if they did getting back together, they could get back together, whatever, right?
Horrible.
So she was talking.
Let it go, Tracy. Go ahead.
No. She's already let it go.
Thank God.
She's already let it go.
Good.
I made it official.
Good.
Oh.
Continue.
So what ended up happening was she starts telling me, like, this is like weeks before, right? Mm-hmm. She tells me, like, how she's still talking to Keith. She's keeping him on the side because in case she wants to go back to him or whatever, you know, because she's not really talking to other guys at the moment.
No, I mean, you're fresh out.
Right.
You need time. So
she's like, I'll keep him in my back pocket, maybe get a little dick on the side, whatever. I'm like, cool, do your thing, Tracy. Yeah. No one's gonna stop you, and that's like the only dude she's been with, whatever.
Yeah.
So she was just telling me how, like, they recently broke up. She's still talking to him. He texted her if she could send him a donation so he could buy the new, like, fucking Madden or 2K or whatever, right? Okay. And then I was like, that motherfucker's texting you for money to buy fucking 2K? And then she's like, yeah. And then I was like, but you guys aren't dating anymore? She's like, no, we're not. And I was like, fuck that, don't give him shit.
Yeah, what?
And she's like, why? I fucking trick out for my men, blah, blah, blah. You know, if he wanted a gift, I give him a gift, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, he ain't your man anymore. What the fuck are you talking about, bitch?
Yeah.
You know, like, I was saying shit like that to her. And then, you know, another week goes by or whatever, a couple weeks. And then we get to the real, like, meat and potatoes of the story.
Okay.
Right? So she tells me, she's like, man, she got a video sent to her from one of her girls.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
I've heard a little bit
of the video.
Just a little bit, yep.
Okay. So she got a video sent to her, and it was Keith walking hand in hand with another girl.
Yeah.
Right? And she was telling me, she's like, oh, I told Keith that, I'm going to start seeing other guys. He needs to start dating other girls,
For sure.
blah, blah, blah. So she told me that she said that.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
I see where the story's going.
And then I told her, I was like, why do you have this video?
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, oh, because my girl sent it to me. I'm like, that's a fucking horrible friend.
Yeah.
And she is like, what are you talking about? I was like, first and foremost, if me and my wife broke up and we were no longer together and she was out there dating some random person and fucking Johnny sends me a video of her.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you do that?
Why? Yeah.
Like, I would literally tell him, yo, drop that shit. I don't want to know nothing about her.
I don't want to know anything.
Because all that's going to do is hurt my feelings.
Right.
And I told her that. I was like, Tracy, I know this is hurting your feelings right now.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I don't care. I told him to go do that. And I was like, yeah, but I bet you've spent about maybe 2 hours trying to find out who that bitch was. Right?
Right.
And she's like, I already know who the bitch is. And then I was like, yeah, and I bet you stalked her Instagram and everything. She's like, how'd you know? And I was like, because you're petty like that. And I know you. I've worked with you long enough to know that you would do something like that. And then I told her, I was like, and apparently they were with like a friend or something. Sure. So like it was just a random girl. And I was like, and I bet you looked up to find that random bitch too.
Yeah.
And,
you and she was everything.
Yeah. And she was like, I did find out who that bitch was, blah, blah, blah. And then she like found her video, and then it was like a video of her like talking with Keith and then talking with the other girl. And
can't do it.
And like we were still talking about it, and it was getting a little bit intense. Like she was like, you could tell that she was in her emotions, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then she was like, I don't even know why he's dating that bitch, blah, blah, blah. She ended up beating the shit out of him and like fucking him up and like giving him a black eye and all that. And then me in the background, I'm listening to this and I'm like, yeah, he liked that shit. Now he's getting beat by this bitch at home and enjoying that shit. And she was like, no, not my Keith. And then she like fell on the floor and she was like, why you gotta say that? And then she's like crying, she's like, another bitch is beating him. I was like, bitch, you literally got a date like next week. Chill the fuck out. You have no reason to be caring about this motherfucker anymore. You text your goddamn friend to fucking never send you videos of Keith if they ever see him doing anything for any reason. Right. Because all Keith is a side motherfucker now.
That's right.
And you gotta move on. And she's just, like, I took a video of her, like, just sitting on the floor. Okay. I don't know if I sent it to you.
You did not, but you told me about this.
Okay. Dog, let me find it.
It's all piecing together.
It's really fucking good.
Kyle has stepped away.
I didn't step away, motherfucker. I just moved.
You're back. Hey, I'm just, for the audio listeners, I'm describing the scene.
Oh, man. You know I post so much shit, so...
Yeah, Tracy, listen. This is not going to be the therapeutic podcast. You got to let that shit go. Okay? Take it from somebody who's been in many relationships and has had their heart broken many times. Just let it go.
By goth girls.
God bless them.
Yeah, God bless them.
So shut the fuck up and let it go.
This is it right here.
Oh, boy.
Why? Oh, my God! I hate here!
It's okay, Tracy.
No, it's not!
This is really funny about poor Tracy.
Dude, she was devastated.
No! It's really tears in my eyes.
Wow. That was like, yeah, that was like a movie scene of an evil villain getting defeated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then she got embarrassed and I like...
You sent me this.
I sent you this picture, okay.
You're like, find the Tracy.
Yeah.
For the audio listeners, she is underneath a desk in a very obscure part of a picture.
Yeah, she's like...
Well hidden.
She's trying to hide herself underneath the desk, but like her ass is just poking out. And I thought
she's so small.
Yeah.
It's very easy to be like, there's no one in this picture.
Yeah, literally. It was so hard to see.
Little Tracy, our little 4-foot friend.
Dude, I've been waiting to tell you that story because like I just kept telling her real shit.
Yeah.
And the part that was the funniest was like when she started telling me Keith was getting his ass beat by this girl. And I was like, yeah, now he's fucking her.
Oh, God, Kyle.
I was like, you can't feel bad about it. Like,
this is the part where I'd be like, Kyle, don't say that. And
right.
then right after, I'd be like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, so now she's moved on. She just had a date the other day. She had a really good time.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she went bowling with some guy, and then I think they went like a bar or something, just hung out.
Great.
And then she got taken home, and she was good.
Good for her.
Yep.
Wow. I hope
Proud of
she's safe.
Tracy.
I'm proud of Tracy.
Yep.
We gotta get her on the podcast.
We gotta get her on the podcast.
And she'll be like, I don't
Dude,
know what y'all talking about.
I rode with Tracy today to go to the hiring center.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Right? And I kid you not, it was funny as fuck. I don't know if she was just hamming it up.
Yeah.
But literally, when I got into the car with her, the car just smelled like weed.
Nice.
Like 100%.
Nice.
Because she was telling me, she was like, yeah, I'm trying to smoke weed as soon as I get in my car. And I'm like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then, but she didn't smoke weed. She just used her vape. And I was
right
like,
on.
Cool, thanks, man. Whatever. But as soon as allegedly, yeah. As soon as she got in the car, she started doing her own little religious prayer. This is just what she does.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, okay. So just like that overdramatic shit that you just saw,
yeah.
She got into the car and she was just like,
oh Lord.
Thank God, and I loved you, I missed you, my car. And then she kissed the steering wheel.
It's so crazy because I know she'd do that.
Yeah, and she's like, I've been waiting for this all day, and then she opens up the fucking thing and her shit's right there, and I'm like, oh, okay. I thought she was
it's her morning ritual. I mean, her
getting
off work ritual.
All the stress of the day just needs to come out.
Yeah, and there.
And then she was like, all right, it's time to get going. She fucking put her seat all the way fucking back. And then she's like, let's go, Kyle. And then I'm like, can you even fucking see over the steering wheel?
Fuck? Yeah.
Dude, her head was under the steering wheel.
What the hell?
I'm like, can you even see over the dashboard right now? And she's like, yeah, I usually do this when I'm high and I just, I'm vibing. And then I'm like, bitch, you better sit up.
Yeah, what the fuck she think this is?
And then she was sitting up the whole time and just started driving afterwards.
I'm surprised you didn't tell me she had a booster seat in her car or some
shit.
Dude,
Yeah. And then I was sitting in her car and she was like, you just look way too big in my car.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
funny.
What do you mean? I'm like, there's the perfect amount of space for me. I don't know why, but her passenger seat is literally all the way back and the thing is tilted all the way back.
Probably for
whoever was sitting in it.
Whoever sitting there was
I'm going to say this.
Sitting back.
It was either a real big person or a very tall person.
Yeah. But what's the difference? Wide in length?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
longitude, latitude.
But that's it. We drove out there. We went over there really quick. We got the shit. Came back. She got an extra 30 minutes of runtime for work or whatever, which was pretty good.
What kind of car does she drive?
No idea.
All right.
I hate to say that, but I didn't read the name of the car or anything. I just got in.
Fair.
I never think about it,
Fair.
I literally.
I just want to know if she drives a tiny person car, because it'd be so funny if she drove a Fiat.
She doesn't drive a small person.
How funny would it be if she drove one of those hamster
cars? Now,
cars?
she said that her car is for small people, but it's not.
Yeah.
I fit perfect.
Gotcha.
If I was in the driving spot, maybe there would have been a little bit of adjusting of the wheel, but other than that...
Was it a sedan like our car? Our cars?
No, it's an older car, but it's well maintained from what it looks like. Yeah. She was acting like it wasn't, but it actually it was pretty clean.
Well, that's because, within the last year she's had 2 issues with the car.
Oh,
remember the tire stuff and whatever.
Yeah, but her car's clean.
Oh, good.
This
is the trait.
As much as she was making it sound like it wasn't. Yeah. As much as she was making it sound like it wasn't clean, literally, you know how I keep my car clean.
Yeah.
I don't like anything in my car. I don't know why. I just don't.
I gotcha.
Whatever. You could just look at my desk, and my desk is a mess as fuck.
Yeah.
But I know where everything is.
No, I feel you. Yeah. I'm really weird about my cleanliness as well.
Yeah.
Apartment and the bathroom,
I don't know.
clean.
You live in your car.
Bedroom, car, dirty. It's really weird. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Your bathroom is very clean.
Dude, spotless. I clean it like a motherfucker. I'm on my hands and knees
I want you to know, when I went over to your house that day, I went in there and I was just let me just...
You fucking asshole!
And I was throwing hair all
I get so mad when there's so much hair everywhere. I get
all
pissed.
over the place.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah. I was like, it's so clean in here. And the thing is, in my head, I had it in my head that you wanted me to fuck something up. So
What are you talking about? I spent the whole night telling you, hey man, be gentle. Don't break shit.
Right. That was the most gentle way of fucking with you.
Why do you have to fuck with me at all?
Because I have to.
No.
It's a part of... See, the bird understands.
I don't come over here and fuck with you.
What did you
Relax!
do on my computer?
Relax!
What did you do on my computer?
Relax!
Huh? What did you do on my computer?
As soon as the phrase came out of my mouth, I was like, I did just come over here. And for those of you listening, as soon as I walked into the house today, I went right to his Discord server. That's full of about 300 loyal girths.
Yeah, about 300 people.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I immediately said, hey guys, I just want to let everyone know, at everyone, I'm gay. And then just let the comments roll.
Yeah, and then just a barrage of people just messaging saying, good for you.
Good for you, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Even my wife got in there and was like, I get to keep the house. She's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was funny.
Like, just everybody just started bagging on me, either saying congratulations or they're like, dude, we already knew. Like, what the fuck? It's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Dog.
That's what I set it up for. What?
It was so fucking funny. Fucking, Priscilla.
Yeah.
She fucking loved your arms.
Okay. Let's not talk about that right now.
Oh, okay.
But I'm with you.
Okay.
And she didn't get my joke. I don't know if you did either.
What was the joke?
So, I was making jokes like, I haven't felt the touch in a woman in forever.
Oh,
Priscilla,
okay.
feel my arms. They're very muscular. And she was like, wow. And then, like...
Yeah,
she
was like, I gotta keep touching.
I don't know if you caught that I was making a joke.
Yeah.
But she was very like,
no,
I kind of want to feel you up.
Yeah.
And I was
immediately.
Like... Did you see my mood change as soon as I got that vibe? I immediately went back to making the
Yeah, you were like,
the thing.
Well, all right, back to work.
Yeah, right.
Just so that you guys know, I randomly Tracy said something about no one celebrating Thanksgiving, and I was like, I just got up from my chair and said, "All right, it's fucking time. We're making turkeys," and we started making turkeys with our hands, like we were in the fucking kindergarten and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this was my exact words. I was like, listen, everybody, I don't know if Thomas is going to show up soon, but we need to work on these really slow. And they were like, why? We're almost done. And I was like, listen, you don't understand. Thomas will only do something if he knows it's a mob mentality.
Okay.
If we all are finished, he's going to see it. He's going to say that what we've done is really stupid and gay, and he's not going to want to contribute. But if we're all working on it and he comes in and sees it, he's still going to say we're gay, and he's going to say he doesn't want to do it, but then he's going to do it.
God, this man knows me so
and
well.
you immediately...
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, because I told you to make one, and I was like, I know he wants to make one, but he's just saying no to me.
Yeah.
And then Tracy was like, are you going to fucking make one? And you're like, yeah. And
Absolutely,
then you started to make one.
I said no to you 4 times before Tracy was like, can you make one? I'm like, of course.
Yeah.
I've wanted to.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, fuck you.
I'm so glad you know me so well.
Uh-huh.
So anyways, Priscilla was getting a little too touchy, so I was like,
hey, man, it's not fair because you asked for it.
You're right.
You asked to be touched.
You're right.
And you got touched.
And I didn't think she was going to take it a different way. So I went to, all right, professional mode. Let me go over here, right?
Yep.
And then she said that, and I was like, Priscilla, just relax. I can smell you from here.
Yeah.
She didn't get the joke that I was making, which is I can smell, like, her pheromones going off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got the joke.
Okay.
That's why immediately I was like, I can't smell it.
Gotcha, yeah. And I'm keeping it very vague because I don't want to be offensive or anything.
Right, no. Priscilla's awesome. As soon as you left, and, like, she mentioned that Mohammed was pretty cute. And immediately, I whenever someone says something to me, I just join in because I don't care.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, Muhammad's fucking
Muhammad
shit.
is very cute, by the way.
He is a good-looking man.
He's a good-looking dude.
And then...
he's my neighbor.
Priscilla... So, I took it to 100
Oh,
really
for sure.
fast.
I know you will.
I was like...
If I'm not in the room, it's at 110 with you all the time.
I told her, I was like, I would bend him over And she was like, what? And then I was like, I want you to understand, he looks weaker than me. I would take advantage of that poor man.
You know how much I love people like Priscilla because those are the type of people that you and I can like feed off of because they don't get the jokes.
They're not ready for it.
They're not ready. And we're like, this, just so you know, this is the humor.
And I told her, I was like, just so that you understand, there would be no love.
Yeah.
I would hit that man because I think he would like it.
Right. And she goes,
and she was just like, what?
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about? I was like, listen, I want you to understand.
I love that energy.
If it was me and Thomas, there would be love.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to hit him unless he gave me the okay.
Which
Muhammad, I would fucking black his eye out.
Yeah.
In an instant.
Yeah.
and she was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
See, I agree with you. I would have gone 100 too, just to freak people out.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yup, I'd be all over those fucking. I was talking about your arms. I was like, I'd be all over his arms. I'd be biting the shit out them motherfuckers. And she was just like, me too, man. Those fucking guns.
Oh God.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, man, you were getting a little too handsy with my man. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Appreciate that.
And then I told her, I was about to slap you up.
Appreciate that.
I don't know if you saw the jealousy in my eyes.
Yeah.
And she was like, hey, man, he offered.
Hey.
That was her excuse. I was like, you're right. That's why I ain't do nothing.
Tell her to keep it professional at work. That's funny. So, dude, on my cruise,
yeah,
everybody was Filipino. We got the hookup, my mom and I.
Okay.
No. Like, I was
like
so
they only
excited.
hired chinks, or like what was going on?
That's funny. Yes.
Okay.
So, for example, the cruise, I would say, had a staff of 800.
Okay.
That's a lot of people.
That is, well, on a cruise, maybe not that lot. If there's thousands of people,
I would say there's about 4,000
But that's still
passengers,
good. That's still cool.
800 crew.
And then they're all the
same.
same. They're all the same race.
Dude, everybody was Filipino.
Yeah.
If they weren't Filipino, they were like, there was one or two odd from Brazil or Australia or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No.
The foreign exchange student.
I'm going to tell you, 798 people on that ship of the crew were all Filipino.
Okay.
And my mom and I had a fucking
And they had
blast.
one white guy that kept them all in check.
The captain. So, dude, as soon as we walked on, I looked at my mom and I'm like, everybody's a Filipino. And she goes, oh yeah, this is great. And I was like, no, Mom, you don't understand. And I was like, listen to me.
They could put us in a shirt.
We speak Tagalog. No. Not that. But I was like, if we speak Tagalog, everybody can will hook us up. And she goes, oh yeah, maybe. She wasn't understanding what I was saying. So when we got on the cruise ship, we still had our bags.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. We're getting our bags delivered to the room. So I had my backpack and she had like a bag.
I was about to say, I'm like, there's no way you carried your bags. You're too bougie.
Let me back up about an hour. So at the check-in station in Miami Port to get on the cruise, there was a guy on the curb who was like asking people like, bags here, we delivered to the room. I saw him. He was in uniform. I went right up to him and I gave him $10. I said, here, take my shit. And he goes, do you have the tags on him? I said, no, can you put them on? And I gave him the tags and walked away. He's like, I'm your porter. I got you. Like, he kept talking and I was gone.
Yeah. Like, you didn't give a fuck.
If I had money.
If you had money, you'd be way
an
worse.
Asshole. Yeah. But no, I mean, I respectfully tipped him and was like, hey, man, can you take care of me?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, bet. And I was gone. So you are correct. I had backpacks on. But as soon as we got on the cruise, that was the first two things I did was I looked on the ship. I looked at her. I said, everybody's Filipino. And she was like, so? And I'm like, okay, you don't get it. Walked straight to the bar. Went to the bar. And he was like, it was some random Filipino guy, behind the bar. Yeah. Nobody was there because everybody was checking in. Like, we just got on the cruise ship. And he's like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, como esta, brother? Blah, blah. You know what I mean? I said a couple things in Tagalog, and he was like, oh, hey, and he started saying all kinds of shit. And he was making these random drinks. I didn't ask him for anything. Yeah. He just started making drinks. And I said, and my mom's here too. And my mom said some things that I don't understand in Tagalog.
Yeah.
And they started talking.
Does your mom actually speak really well?
No, but she speaks.
She speaks enough.
And she understands Tagalog perfect. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a whole back and forth. Gave us our stuff.
Because I was going to say, I don't think you pulled off the complete conversation.
No,
There's no way in hell.
I did like 3 words, a greeting, and the rest in English.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And gave him a couple bucks and we were out. Gone. And he gave us like these huge drinks.
Oh, they filled them up.
Yeah. I mean, like, they were like the stadium kind.
Oh, okay.
They have regular cups. And
Yeah.
I saw him as soon as he saw we were Filipino. He, like... My mom has a Philippine flag tattoo, too.
Yeah.
So as soon as he saw blah, 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 I started working that out, right? We go to our rooms. We got drinks in our hands already. People are checking in with their bags and, like, walking around the cruise ship and all this other stuff. We're walking past them with big-ass drinks in our hands already, right?
All right.
And we're going to our room. We get to our room. The guy that... So, this cruise line's really nice because I don't know if any other ones do this.
Free drinks or, like, did you have to pay for them?
You have to get packages for certain drinks.
Gotcha.
There's 3 different levels.
Yep.
We technically had the middle level, but for this guy, this instance...
He didn't care.
He didn't care. He's like, we got you. Yeah, and
yeah.
I was like,
Okay.
this is what my mom needs to understand.
Cool.
So we get to the room, and I don't know if it's just this cruise line, but you have a specific cleaner, like a maid, quote unquote,
Yep.
that covers this certain part of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say this guy was assigned to these 20 rooms,
Yep.
for example, right?
You were like, give me extra blankets. Here's $10.
Our guy was right in front of the door, ready to greet us. Our bags were in his hands. He was like, oh, I was going to take them in your room for you. You guys were one of the first here. Well, because we got to that port really early.
Yeah.
We were in the first, like, 30 people on the ship.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, he was about to put our bags in the room. And, he's Filipino and everything. And I was like, hey, man, you got here fast, blah, 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 blah. And we started to speak. My mom started greeting him in
Yeah, I was
Tagalog.
going to say, you better say
started
your
talking.
mom.
Oh, dude. You know, I said what's up, and my mom greeted him, right?
Yeah.
And gave him a 5, and he was like, hey, if you guys need anything while you're here, you let me know. And so, for that full 8 days, he was our guy. We got blankets, whatever we wanted every day.
Extra pillows, whatever the fuck.
He brought water to the room late at night, like 2 a.m., wherever we were. He brought...
He's like, I heard you guys have been drinking a lot.
Yeah. No, it was like that.
Wow.
And nobody else was doing that.
Yeah.
And he was bringing all kinds of stuff, and I kept leaving him tips.
Dude, I would have been doing the same.
Solid.
Like, if that kind of care was happening, I would be like, oh, here's some extra money.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I gave him $2 pretty much every time
That's
I
good.
saw him. Yeah.
That's
so
good.
it racked up to, I'd say, about 30 at the end of the trip.
That's nice.
Yeah.
A good $30 in your pocket.
Extra
and all you
30.
did was just keep saying hello.
He kept saying hello, and he kept giving us So it got to the point where this happened later in the trip, but my mom's phone got dunked in water.
Mm-hmm.
This is dumb. We were doing a snorkel event. This is not the main thing.
What kind of phone?
iPhone 16.
It's water resistant.
15.
Oh, well, 15 is water resistant.
No, it should be, because I've dropped my phone in water many times, and it's just fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. It might have been salt water, which could have played a difference.
That's true.
But we have our waterproof phone cases around our neck.
Yep.
We're doing like a snorkel thing. We're snorkeling with turtles or something like that, right?
Oh, if you're in the water, yeah, definitely salt water.
So, yeah, that's what I think
Salt
it was.
water will fuck a phone up any day.
So we were, using our phones, whatever. I'm probably like 300 feet away from my mom, and I see her over in a shallower area, like taking pictures and stuff. She takes her phone out of her waterproof case. No, she doesn't drop it. Even worse. This is what she didn't realize.
She forgot that it wasn't in the case.
No. So she's looking at her phone and taking pictures without, just outside the water.
Yeah.
The case goes underwater and it's open.
Oh, and it filled with water?
At least a little bit. And then, when I saw her put it back in, it didn't click in my mind what happened. And then throughout the rest of the day, she's telling me her phone's like overheating, it's not working, it's not charging, it's turning on and off, that kind of stuff, right? And I'm like, did you get water on it? She's like, no, look, it's in this case.
Water.
The salt water was in the waterproof case.
Ionized the fucking...
Yeah.
This thing?
Yeah.
So, like, everything was getting supercharged in
What
there.
the fuck is going on right now? Are you giving me the goddamn text
don't worry
special?
about it. Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
give a fuck, Kyle.
Okay.
So anyways, her phone's down, and this goes back to our guy in the room.
If you ever want to see a phone really flip out, right at the tip there, just pour a little bit of Monster. Goes fucking crazy.
No.
The phone will never stop vibrating.
Why Monster?
Monster's
got the beast in it.
It has a weird chemical in it
Not
that sets
sponsored.
off the phone battery that forces it to, like...
Maybe people shouldn't drink that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Should I text my dad? He's
Drink
addicted to Monster, by the way.
Hey, who cares?
Um,
hey, wait. Which one does he drink? Do you know by chance?
I don't know, and I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't seen him have a Monster in a long time.
Okay.
He is now addicted to Faygo
Gotcha.
and stuff.
Well,
And like root beer.
that's good.
But he used to drink Monsters
I don't like
every
root beer.
day.
think,
I don't either.
I think root beer is one of
I
the
hate
most
root beer.
disgusting drinks.
Put it there.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Fucking white people.
I don't even want to continue with my argument because you agree.
That's it.
Yeah. Awesome.
There it is. My dad drank the white one a lot. The white can.
Gotcha.
Monster.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if it was sugar-free, but it was the white one.
Shit, what is the... Okay, I drink the one that's called Import,
Okay.
and it only tastes just a little bit different from the original one.
Okay.
But it tastes better to me than the original one for
Mhm.
some fucking reason. And the seal that it has, you can reclose it and reopen it.
That's
It
nice.
has like a little turn thing.
I gotcha.
Instead of the can piece.
I know what you're saying. It's that little flap
Yeah.
that turns. Yeah.
That's the Import ones.
I gotcha.
So, and not every place has them, which is surprising.
Yeah.
They're not as popular, but they're really good.
I don't drink that disgusting stuff.
Neither do I.
So the custodian,
But if I'm on a
and
long
the
drive,
cruise-
I get one.
horrible. You wouldn't rather have like a coffee or a Red Bull? I know you don't like coffee.
Coffee's
a Red
for the
Bull?
week,
Mm.
so I got to get the Monster in me.
You say that, but I'm really built for someone who drinks coffee every day. Sometimes twice a day.
Because you're weak.
So, custodian in the room, one day, this was at like 10 p.m. My mom asked him, he's standing by a door, he's like doing something. He's like getting rags ready or whatever.
Scratching his ass, yeah.
No, but he's at his, you know how they bring like a cart around
Yeah.
with towels and stuff?
Yep.
He's like doing some of the towels, right?
Little soap bottle.
Yeah. By the way, every day I would pass by somebody's cart or something if I was on the way to like a pool or something.
Just grab shit.
Yeah, just grabbing shit all the time. I constantly
Just
did that.
cause.
I needed new like face rags for my room sometimes or whatever. If my guy, his name was Rex, by the way. If Rex wasn't hooking me up, I was hooking myself up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not breaking any rules. So my mom asked him at 10:30.
You're saying this like I would have never touched anything on the cart.
No, I
would've
just know you
grabbed
would respect
everything.
it. Yeah.
I'd have been like, thanks.
I'm mostly saying it because I knew you'd respect what I did.
Yeah.
Which is how I got into the VIP area later. So
Okay.
at like 10:30 at night, after this day, my mom asked him, she goes, "Hey, is there any way I can get a bag of rice?" And he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And because she was trying to say it in Tagalog,
Yeah.
and he still wasn't getting it, and he kept looking at me over her shoulder, like, and I was like, because I didn't know what she was saying either.
Yeah.
And then in English, she was like, "I want like a bag of rice because my phone isn't working. I got it wet." And he was like, "I don't know. I can ask." And so we went into our room and like we didn't expect to see him again. 20 minutes later, he came back with a plastic bag of rice. He's like, "Is this
one of the
good?"
Small ones.
Like a trash bag full of rice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like just a handful.
Okay.
You know. And she was like, "Oh my god, you brought it!" And I was like, "That's our guy." And I gave him $5. I was like, "That's our dude." This was like 11 at night. Like we were about to pass out. We were
Yeah.
fucked up from a day of drinking excursions, right?
Yeah.
So Rex was my guy.
That's good.
Yeah.
I really like Rex.
That just
He
adds
sounds
to
cool.
like. There's a couple more people who are Filipino who hooked us up.
Yeah.
Like our waiter. Fuck, dude. Let me talk about the waiter for a second.
Go
His
for
name
it.
was Randy.
Did he look
I
good?
know all these people, and I'm gonna have to leave reviews. I totally forgot to leave reviews. Huh?
Did he look good at least?
Did he look good?
Yeah, or was he like an older guy?
Every Filipino on that ship was 30 and younger.
Okay.
It was kind of weird. They were 35 and younger, for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like the one that's like they're like 50, 60,
Yeah.
just hanging out.
No. Yeah,
Okay.
like they were all like, it was really weird. They were all between the ages of 25 and 35.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
Maybe they have like
age limit?
an age limit.
I don't think so. I think that's a good age for them to work at a job like that
Gotcha.
before they have a wife or a husband and kids. That seemed like the vibe.
Okay.
That looked like the vibe I was getting. Everybody appeared to be like single and working for, American or European money.
I wonder if working on cruises actually pay well or not.
Depends on what you do.
Okay.
Yeah, because, for example, the MSC cruise, I was talking to some of the Filipinos. They get paid a fair wage, which, for example, is what you and I basically get paid.
Gotcha.
But they get a tip percentage from all the passengers split between the whole crew. Because there's
I
a tips
understand.
included option.
Right.
Yeah. I took mine off because I was tipping everybody that serviced me in cash,
Mhm.
but it's like 112 per passenger. It's automatically taken out of your account.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I saw that charge and I was
And
like, "What the fuck is
There's
this?"
probably like a bunch of people, so
4,000 times 100 and
damn. So you make
112.
a good pocket change later.
Yeah, I mean, like, so for if you have
Well, there's like 800 people workers.
800 crew, right? Yeah, 112 times 4,000 divided by 800, you have the potential of making an extra $560 in tips
That's pretty
from
good.
a 7 to 8 day cruise. That's pretty good
Yeah.
for extra on
And
top
then you're
of your
getting
hourly
your normal
wage.
pay.
Yeah, exactly. Plus room board included, and
And you get food and bullshit. Yeah, that's sweet.
And they get to go on land. Whenever
Now,
we got to port,
I will say that still sucks because you're technically working, but it's cool.
it was cool.
I hope they get in there.
Everybody seemed happy. That's a great question. I don't think they do.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a crew Wi-Fi because you know how when you pull up Wi-Fi on your phone, you can see what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't think they had service.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a side note, just because I wanted to get this out because it just popped into my head.
Sure.
A lot of people have been asking for just a soundtrack of the bird.
What the hell does that mean?
Like just the bird making squawking sounds and
Why?
shit. I don't know.
We have to do it.
Somebody was like, you should do that. And then like someone else mentioned it. And I'm like, why is that a thing? Like you just want to hear the bird?
Hey.
Like, I was like, I guess.
If that's what the people want, we're going to give it to
Well,
them.
you know, I sit here talking to the bird all the time. And like, I'll just yell at it and I'll cuss at it. And I'll just be like, this sounds bad. But
did you see the way I was looking at you?
Yeah.
I was like,
but no, like I'll be playing a game and
Yeah.
I'll be playing and then I'll stop and I'll be like, okay, that was fun. And then I'll turn around and I'll be like, fuck you, you stupid fucking bird, you shut your fucking
it should
mouth.
be like,
Yeah.
that?
And then it'll just make a noise and then I'll be like, I love you too, and I'll walk away.
hey,
you
if
know?
that's what the people want on
Yeah.
Houdini, they're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just whenever it makes perfect noise when we're quiet.
That's a good side note.
Yeah.
My waiter Randy was awesome.
Okay, tell me about Randy.
So the way it was set up there, we didn't eat at the quote unquote assigned restaurant every time. There was like probably 30 restaurants on the ship, right?
Gotcha. But you always met Randy there.
He was our assigned waiter
Oh.
for our area. It was the same as the rooms. You have an assigned person, which is why I told them to take off my tip charge of $112. I was like, no, I tip in cash because I'm only going to tip people who are helping me, servicing me, right? I'm not going to tip everybody on the fucking ship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was one of those, like, they don't tell you about that charge
Selfish
until
son
after.
of a bitch.
No! Damn it. Anyways, I want to make it very clear I was not lenient with my cash at all. I was going crazy. I was tipping everybody.
I remember because right before you left, you were asking the Sky Caps.
Oh, yeah.
You were
I was
like-
asking everybody
hey, man,
for cash.
You got singles?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they were just like, got singles? Why the fuck? And then they pull out this huge ass wad of cash.
They're like,
I'm
of course we
damn.
have signals.
Of
Yeah.
course we got fucking singles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, motherfucker.
I walked out of there with like 300 in singles, I think.
Yeah, dude.
That was a lot.
It was
less.
like every
It was
day you asked
230.
them, you just had a bunch of them.
Yeah. Because small bills is the way to go on the cruise.
Oh, dude, for sure.
So, we had an assigned waiter, Randy, at this restaurant, and the way that it was set up was each level that you are, it was separated by classes on the ship. A little weird. But there, let's just say, for example, out of 30 restaurants, there were 5 restaurants on 5 different levels, where depending on what level of service you got, on your cruise, like if you're a VIP or like you're an MSC member, that kind of shit, right?
Yep.
You're assigned to this restaurant. You can go at any of these times.
Gotcha.
The other restaurants you have to make reservations or like whatever for, right? But these 5 restaurants you can go to at any of these specific times. That's just for example.
That's cool.
So, let's say 5 out of 8 nights we went to eat at this restaurant, either for lunch or dinner or breakfast or whatever. Randy was our server every time. He was our guy. I feel bad he was probably working forever. Maybe he got breaks in between the food times.
Probably really sucked.
But we were hooking him up. I was
Yeah.
giving him $10 like every night because he was the guy, dude. So after the 3rd night of us like becoming tight with him and like, we're Filipino. We were the only Filipino passengers on the whole trip, by
Everybody
the
was
way.
just white.
That's why we were cool.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Some black people. Some...
Yeah, it was all.
Okay.
There was a few.
Any Arabics?
I sat next to the Arabics at dinner. So you have assigned seating. That's how you have the same waiter every night.
With the people,
We had the we had an Arabic family next to us, and they were really interesting because I could understand a lot of what they were saying, and it was not clean. They were away from their wives.
Okay, that's
They
cool.
were interesting. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They
They were talking about penis sizes a lot for some reason.
it's a fun topic.
It was. And like they kept looking at me because I was looking at them a little weird, and they're like, "Do you understand what we're saying?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Fun fact,
Uh-huh.
me and Tracy went on a whole tirade.
Tracy and I.
Yeah, me and Tracy, we went on a tirade about you were there kind of.
Okay.
We started talking about foreskin. and like docking and all that.
Oh,
and how it
docking,
works,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
And
I
we-
love this segue.
Right.
I'm there with you. Yeah, what?
Side note time.
Yeah.
But we were talking like she had this tablet,
Yeah.
right? And the what is it? The keyboard was undocked,
Okay.
and it was like in the middle. And
Yeah.
she was like, "How do I dock the keyboard back down?"
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, "Well, I don't have the ability to dock, so I don't know."
Yeah.
And she didn't get the joke,
Right.
you know? And she was like, "Okay, whatever, I got it." You know, like
Yeah.
she figured it out.
Yeah.
You know? And then she was just like, so she like ignored what I said, went about her day, and then she asked me, she's like, "What the fuck were you talking about earlier?"
Mm.
And then I was like, "Did you understand my joke?" And she was like, "No." I was like, "Okay, let me explain what docking is." And
Yeah.
Sharuk is just sitting there, like typing on the computer, fully focused, not paying attention to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, it's when you take one PP and take another PP that has skin on it,
Yeah.
and you put them together, and then you go back and forth with them.
Yeah.
And fucking Sharuk pauses, and he's like, "Hold on a second.
Yeah.
What the fuck did I just hear? I need you to repeat that story." And then I'm like, all right, time to explain.
Yeah.
And then like I got into more detail for no reason,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah.
And then
They asked.
we just start talking about it, and then like I explained, I was like, "Listen, I've been cut since the day I was born.
Yeah.
So I never had extra skin. Now, I did have a friend back in the 8th grade. He got it cut off.
Mm.
And he lost the ability to walk for like 2 weeks.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was that bad.
So you got it cut during childhood.
Yeah, he was like 14.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Why are you doing it at that point?
I don't know why he did it at that point.
Okay.
But he did it, and
Just for
then
fun, huh?
like I asked him, I was like, "Dude, what does it feel like?"
Yeah.
And he was like, his exact words were, "It felt like every time I tried to take a step, my pee-pee broke like glass."
Oh, fuck.
And then he's like, and then when I would sit down and like finally relax, it would just feel like it's on fire.
Oh,
And I'm like,
God.
"Oh my God.
Yeah.
You had to go through that
could
shit?"
you imagine?
Like, damn.
I wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
Dude, like I remember I got kicked in the junk really hard one time, and
Yeah.
it felt like broken glass.
Ah,
And I'm like, like
No, it'll
breathing
kill a man.
deeply. I'm
It'll
like
kill a man.
laying on the ground.
yeah.
It happened in the football team, and I'm like, my coach was telling me to get up, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah, I can't. No.
I'm not wearing my cup
I'm
today.
down, yeah.
I fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm down for a week, buddy.
Yeah. Dude, it took like 2 days for it to like fully heal.
Bench me, coach. Bench me.
Dude.
Yeah. So then 2 minutes after that conversation, is that when I walked by the office and you went, "Hey, Thomas, do you know what docking is?"
Yeah.
And then Tracy was also asked, I think,
Yeah,
what's
she
your
was also
explanation of
interested.
docking?
Yeah.
And I said, well, you see, when you have two best friends and one of them has an extra large hoodie, they both put their heads in the same hoodie. And then I was like beginning to walk out before you pulled me back.
Yeah.
Hey,
And then
I said my piece.
Yeah. It was a very good conversation because we kept talking, and then as soon as you left, Stephanie came in, and then I was like, "Hey, Stephanie, have you ever been with a man that is
Uncircumcised?
been uncircumcised, or was uncircumcised? Correction, right?"
Okay.
And then she was like, "Nope, I've only been with people who were circumcised." And she's like, "I don't do that dirty shit." I was
Yeah.
like, "What?" And then we started talking about like how like there's cleanliness behind
Yeah.
it, and like there's a chance that if you were like, because she explained that she got her kid circumcised
Yeah.
because she was like, first and foremost, I know how dirty my kid is.
Yeah.
He would probably have the most disgusting junk in the world
Mm.
if he fucking didn't do that. If I
Mm.
didn't cut it, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then, all this bullshit, right? And I'm like, damn, now that I think about it, like, I probably would have had that issue too. Like,
Mhm.
because it just seems so easy. Like, you just go, you piss, and then, like, the residue of your piss stays there or whatever.
Yeah, like
I don't understand.
I'm sure it could easily get disgusting.
Right. Easily. Like, even if it's not, like a
This has to be a
disease-
part of the title, by the way. You know what I mean? Unapologetic Voices, episode something. Uncircumcised penises.
Foreskins.
Foreskin discussion.
Yeah.
That's good.
But But yeah.
Docking.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
Docking. But yeah, so like we started talking about it and all that, and I was like, yeah, no, I've never had that issue. Like my mom raised me to be a fucking clean person.
Right.
The only thing that was probably like the filthiest thing about me is that like I would walk around barefoot all the time and my feet would get really dirty. And then when I actually took a shower and cleaned them, then, you know, they would be clean. But till then, they would be literally my feet would be black.
Yeah.
You know? And that'd be like the craziest thing about me. At least dirty wise.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I used to sleep with one of my dogs all the time. My dog smelled like crap. And then I would go to school.
It's a dog.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
But that's a side note.
I gotcha.
But that was like the thought. Like I'm always clean for the most part.
Uh-huh.
Like, whatever. And she was explaining like, yeah, no, I couldn't. Like they have to be circumcised because I can't trust anyone who's not.
I gotcha.
And then I was like, well, like, what the fuck are you expecting? Like, I literally hit her with I was like, are you just expecting that every uncircumcised guy has fucking dick cheese or something? And then Tracy was like, what the fuck is dick cheese?
Oh boy.
And I was like,
and this sparked a whole new conversation.
Yeah. I was like, Tracy, I want you to know if we go into this barrel, we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
And she was like,
we're drinking the whole thing.
Yeah. And she was just like, okay, well, explain it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna find a picture that's not it, but it's going to be it.
Okay.
Right?
Fair.
So I typed in the fucking thing and I found a picture of bacon wrapped in cheese.
Okay.
And it literally looked like what the real thing would be.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, this is not a penis. Just so that
yeah.
you understand. I am not showing you something sexual.
Right.
I am showing you bacon and cheese. But just think of this as a penis.
Yeah. And then the reveal.
And then she was like, ugh!
Horrible.
And I was like, that is exactly how it looks. And because like I looked it up and then I started seeing all these disgusting pictures and I'm like, I'm not showing this to Tracy.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, I found that one and I was like, I'm just going to show her this. And then boom.
This is the difference of respect. I feel like out of respect, we wouldn't show Tracy things like that unless she specifically asked. But to someone who's completely innocent, like Priscilla, I probably would have been like, "Here, look at this."
Yeah,
just to freak him out. Yeah,
yeah. The bond that I have with Tracy doesn't allow me to do it.
Nah, too respectful.
Yeah,
yeah. And then there's gonna be no HR involved.
Now I will say this: in the middle of like all this bullshit that we were talking, not Priscilla, Cecily showed up, and I was like, "You listen here, Cecily." And she was like, what? I was like, you are right now walking into a very personal conversation.
Yeah.
And you are here now. And you're stuck here.
You're part of it.
So you're either going to shut the fuck up and not say a single word.
Or you're jumping in.
Or you're going to tell us everything you know about uncircumcised penises.
That's good.
And she was just like, oh, I don't know nothing about uncircumcised. I've only been with circumcised. I'm like, damn, every girl here, like, hey, you gotta type.
Hey, well, you don't know.
Well, you don't know until you find out.
It's not on my Tinder profile that I'm circumcised. You know what I mean?
It would be for me.
All right.
Why not?
gotta let the people know.
Gotta let the people know.
Yeah, we're very blessed and lucky to have always been around such cool coworkers.
Yeah.
Very like relaxed and like grounded people that don't get offended very easily.
Yeah. It's one of those like I kind of like tippy-toed around Priscilla for a minute because she wasn't really talkative.
No, she wasn't.
She stayed quiet.
She's
and
so
she wouldn't
quiet.
say anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, I don't know if you're okay with this, but I'm going to say something crazy to you. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like,
you don't have
I was like,
time
listen,
to react.
Tracy's not here right now, so I have to get this out. And then I don't remember what the conversation was because it was long as fuck ago.
Yeah.
But I said something crazy to her and she was like, why would you even think about that? And I was just like, answer the question. And so she answered it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I will continue to talk to you like this from now on. Now that I know we've established this.
Yeah, she's cool. She's one of the boys.
Yeah, no, she's awesome. And then, because, she has the fucking tattoos and stuff.
Yeah.
And, she has the tattoo that says, blessed,
mm-hmm.
right? And I was like, dude, your fucking tattoo that says blessed is so fucking awesome. And she was like, why? I was like, because you have the 2 S's and they're X'd out, so that actually says bleed.
Yeah.
You must have been a blood. And she was like, I was a blood. And then I was like, all right, so you were a gang member. And then, like, I started telling her all this bullshit that, like, you know, back in the day, like, I would see and hear all the time.
Yeah.
And she was just like, yeah, but this is supposed to just say blessed. Like, she was trying to, like... I was like, no, that shit says bleed. It's Buckley bookies out here, bitch.
I remember, because that was another time where I walked by the office, and you were like, hey, sells of blood. And I immediately went,
yeah,
gang shit.
Throwing up,
I was
gang
like,
signs.
Welcome to the club, sister.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, party people, we're going to close it there. Thanks so much for listening. We really appreciate it. This has been Unapologetic Voices with Thomas Tripp and Kyle-Elio Torres. And don't forget, our little companion who sits in the corner, Houdini. Oh yeah, that's the #1 right there. Thanks so much for listening. Please leave a comment or a possible donation or a, I don't know, some sort of slur at unapologeticvoices1@gmail.com. You can also comment directly on the Spotify. We are also on other forms of media such as Apple Podcasts and YouTube. Tune into that. Thanks so much for listening. Look forward to more content and see you on the next one.